We're back at it with my handmade wardrobe. After the first handmade wardrobe video that I made, I felt really good. I was feeling really clean and organized, and like I had gotten rid of some dead weight that had been hanging around and that I was holding on to because I felt guilty about getting rid of it, and I felt really good to get rid of stuff. And then I immediately got lazy and failed to continue with the series. So today I have grabbed 15 items from my closet, from my shelves, because the way they look right now is not okay. And we're gonna go through, we're gonna get rid of some stuff. I have a couple of things left over that are warmer or colder weather items, like long sleeved things. So we're gonna go through those first really quick, and then I have a billion tees and tanks that I've made and bralettes and stuff like that. So we're gonna go through those as fast as we can. They're not all going to be in this video, but I figured 15 is a nice number to get us through today. I've also decided I'm just going to try everything on over this little tank that I have, because I don't want to have to deal with the like worrying about being on and off camera and editing and all that stuff. So some of the outfits aren't going to look, you know, as I would normally wear them. I wouldn't wear a bralette over a tank like this, but we're going for speed and efficiency today, because done is better than perfect, right? So let's jump right in with some of our cold weather makes. Oh boy. Okay, so hang on, I have to get Ravelry open so that you can know all the details about all of these projects, because there's absolutely no way that I will memorize them all. Okay, let's start with this. Let's start with a couple of keepers. I have two Second Ave sweatshirts. Realize I shouldn't be talking while I do that. This is a design by Bree of The Little Wolf Knits. I might have this one on backwards. We're gonna, whatever. It's staying, so I don't feel the need to put it on the correct way. It might be backwards, I can't tell. Anyway, this I made in, let's see. My main color is Barbie Girl on Bree's Schooner base, which is Boucle. And my contrast color is Troll Boogies on Bree's 420 base, which is DK. And I made the size, I don't know, I didn't write it down. Pretty sure I made the 40-inch bust, which would give me 4 inches of positive ease. No, that feels wrong. I think maybe I made the 44. That feels more right. Yeah, I must have made the 44-inch bust for 8 inches of positive ease. And I used a US 8 and a US 6 for the ribbing. This is staying because I love this so much. Everyone loves this. It's like one of the best things I've ever made. So this is staying. No modifications were made. And then I have, okay, I'm just gonna throw my keepers on the floor. That didn't work as I wanted it to. 1 second. Okay, now it's off the ground. I made a second Ave sweatshirt in more of Bree's yarn. I should really take this clip out of my hair, but I'm gonna get so hot with my hair down. Okay, this I made in ginger cookies for the main color and blueberry for my contrast, and Both of these I used the Sunfish base, which is fingering weight, and I held it double. I used a US 9 for this one. I must have gone down for the ribbing, but apparently I didn't write that down. And I think, because again I didn't write it down, I'm pretty sure I made the same size as the other one, but obviously my gauge was different. And I went into it knowing my gauge would be different, but not caring, because I knew it wasn't going to be so different that it wouldn't fit me. I just knew it would be smaller. I do wish I had made this one the teensiest bit longer. I think I had enough yarn to make it a tiny bit longer. It did block out a bit longer, but then it kind of like bounced back over time. I still like this one a lot. I love it, but it's really hot in here, so let's get through these winter handmades really fast. Okay, this one also staying. There we go. I didn't get the floor that time. Next, we have my Juniper Berry Jumper. What's the front? This is the front. This is, I have a bruise on my arm. This is by me, designed by me, and this is made in my own hand-dyed yarn. This is made with a strand of sport weight and lace weight Surrey alpaca held together. The sport weight is not a base that I currently carry. I just felt like there wasn't going to be a high demand for it, although if you would like it, definitely let me know. It's a lovely base, but I just didn't feel like it would be in high demand. It is 100% baby alpaca, and then the Surrey is, I believe it's 76% baby Surrey alpaca, 24% silk, and that base I do carry, so I have it on all of my in all of my colorways. I think I do maybe have a skein or two of this colorway. This was a one-of-a-kind colorway, but I think I have a skein or two left in my One Hit Wonders section on my website. I love this. This is one of my designs. I kind of want to make another one. Maybe I should make it. Maybe that's what I should do. I've been thinking a lot lately about what I want to make samples of in my yarn, and although this is also like already in my yarn, I would kind of like to make maybe a like a short sleeve version of this. This is a made to measure pattern, so it is completely customizable for length and sleeves, and you can decide how high or low you want the V, all that stuff. All my testers made such incredible versions. So yeah, this obviously keeping it around. Okay, so apparently all of my winter stuff is keepers, because I'm pretty sure I'm keeping all of it. This is my Fluff Around and Find Out by my friend Mac Dye Conley, and I tested this. I used Sorella Yarn Classic Worsted in the colorway Maui, and I used a 5.5mm hook, and I made the size, I need to get better at writing this down. 40. I made a 40-inch chest for this, and I love it. I love it. I love MAC. I love this. I haven't worn it in a little bit because, you know, it's summer, but I do very much enjoy wearing this. My only regret with this, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but the skeins that I had of this yarn from Sorella had very different levels of color in them, and so if you look closely you can kind of tell that like a sleeve has a lot more color than the body and stuff like that. Or I guess like right here, yeah, you can see how there's like very little speckling in the body here, and then there's a bunch at the bottom. So that's a little bit of a shame, but not enough for me to want to go back and do anything about it. I think I've said all I need to say about this. I'm keeping it. I love it. It's the best. And then, let's see. Okay, we have a couple. We have a couple of cardigans that are 100% staying because they're my favorite things in the world. Probably some of my favorite makes. My favorite handmade items in my closet. This is my Great Garter Bomber by Amanda of Lovely by Lee. I used the, oh my gosh, what's it called? Lion Brand jeans in the colorway Top Stitch. So this is all acrylic. And I used a US 8 for the body, a US 7 for the ribbing. I made the size small. Oh my gosh, I wrote it down this time. And I made 0 modifications. The only thing that I did is my row gauge was just the tiniest bit different than Amanda's. So the number of rows that I have in here is a little bit less than Amanda's version and like what is written in the pattern. But I knit to the same measurements. I just have less actual rows because of my row gauge. But I love this thing so much. I love it. Just, I can't stop wearing it. I love it. I love everything about it. I want to make another one, maybe in some wool. It's so cozy. It's the best pattern ever. I've had people stop me and ask me for the pattern name while I was walking around. I love it. Perfect. Amanda can do no wrong. And then you have to see this mountain that is forming behind you of the stuff that I am throwing everywhere. This is the Allison cardigan, and this is a design by me. This is a cardigan modeled after the cardigan that the character of Allison wears throughout pretty much all of the movie Hocus Pocus. I released this last year for the Hocus Pocus 30th anniversary. Is it the 30th? I think so. Yeah, 30th anniversary. And I love it. It has super deep armholes. It's supposed to be very, very baggy, and it's supposed to give the vibe of like you just grabbed your mom's sweater on your way out the door, back in the 90s kind of thing. And I used Lion Brand Vantage Choice in the colorways Oatmeal, and then this embroidery is done with the colorway Chocolate. And I used a US 9, and I made, I don't know, I usually make the 3rd size of my patterns, so I made the 3rd size. This is 100% sticking around. I love it so much. I actually really, speaking of which, the Lion Brand jeans and the Vantage Choice, I really, really like them as options for acrylic yarn. I think they wear really well, and the jeans is very, very soft. The Vantage Choice is not as soft, but I think it wears so well, and I really love it. I love this cardigan. I was actually thinking about making another one. I think I might make one with like a DK and a Surrey held together for like ultimate squish. This is helping me make that decision because I wanted to try this on before I made that decision of what I wanted to do, and I think I need another one. I definitely think I need another one. Okay, let's move in to some warmer weather stuff so I can stop sweating. All right, firstly, what do I have left here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 things. Let's try on some stuff that I am positive I'm getting rid of so I can feel like I'm making progress. This is so stinking cute, but I'm gonna let it go. This is, I need to find the details. There's too many yarns in here for me to remember everything. Oh goodness gracious. This is the Mary-Kate crop by Courtney of I Love Tinderbox. I made the size medium. I used a 4.5 millimeter hook, and I used, okay, let's see. The pink is Hedgehog Fibers sock in the colorway Sorry Not Sorry. The green is Hedgehog Fibers sock in the color UFO, and the purple is Hypnotic Yarn plush sock in the color Love Language. And I, unfortunately, I don't know what I was doing. I cut the yarn after every one of these stripes, and I wove in all the ends because I want to get rid of this. And sorry, I forgot to end my workout after I went for a walk earlier. My watch is yelling at me. Shush. I want to get rid of this, and I'm really upset because I love this Yarnable colorway. This might be my favorite Yarnable yarn that I got in the time that I was subscribed to the Yarnable box. I love it so much, and there's no point in me unraveling this top. If I hadn't cut my ends at every stripe, then maybe I would unravel it. It would be annoying, but maybe I would unravel it because I could save the yarn and actually make something with it, but it's just pointless right now with this. This is super cute. Fits me pretty darn good. I, to be frank, am getting rid of it because I had a bad experience in the test, and I think I've worn it maybe once beyond when I took pictures of it, and every time I go to pull it out to think about wearing it, I get annoyed. So I have bad memories attached to this, which is quite unfortunate, but I don't want it anymore. It's just taking up space in my closet. It's super cute, and someone out there will absolutely love it because it's great, but it just bugs me. So I don't want to own it anymore. Okay, let's put our going aways over here. We'll treat them a little bit nicer because they're going to be going into someone else's home soon. Okay, so this is another, oh my, this is another I Love Tinderbox design, and this, I forget the name of it. Is this Blythe? I made this a long time ago. Yes, this is the Blythe tank. I have no idea what size I made, unfortunately, and I also don't have written down what hook I used. I used Mace of Skeins, their old DK base, in the color High School Sweetheart. And once again, I'm annoyed that I used yarn that I like. This yarn is so pretty, but that's okay. I don't mind. I'm okay with getting rid of this. I don't have any notes written about what I did, but I do know that my size, when I made the triangles for the cups, it was way, way, way too big when I first joined it. So basically I ended up taking out all of the underarm stitches, and I just joined front to back without adding in any underarm stitches, and then I made the straps, I believe, significantly shorter than what is written in the pattern. I like this top. It's super cute. I did wear this a heck of a lot because I made this a long time ago. I have worn this a whole bunch. It's so cute. I love it a lot, but again, I just I get annoyed whenever I see these past two things that I just tried on. So I will pass them on to someone that will love them a lot more than I can at the moment. All right, let's stick with tanks while we're here. This is the Pillars tank by Claire of Perfectly Knotted, and I tested this for Claire. I adore Claire and Claire's designs. This is covered in hair. Oh my gosh, it has to get washed. I adore Claire. I adore Claire's designs. I love testing for Claire, but I'm gonna get rid of this as well. It has zero to do with the pattern or anything about that. I never wear it. I made the size 36. I used a US 7 and I used an oopsie skein from a dyer called Kingdom Works Yarn, and they are no longer dyeing. They were a local Connecticut dyer. And this is, I used fingering weight, held double for this because it is a DK weight pattern. And I think I'm gonna pass this on just because I don't wear it. I have so many other things that I would always prefer to reach for before this. And it's a great top, it's a great tank. Someone out there will love it and wear it all the time. So that's it. That's all I got. I can't believe that I went for a walk right before I filmed this, and it was gloomy and like about to start raining, and it was like misting on and off all morning, and I come inside and I start filming and now the sun is out. Of course. All right, let's do a little bralette. I don't know if this even has a front or back. I think it doesn't matter. Okay. Like I said, I would not wear a bralette like this over my tank, but you know what? This makes things a lot easier for me in terms of getting this done and editing it for you. So this is the Framework Bralette. I can't find it. I'm sorry that you're watching me scroll. Here we go. This is the Framework Bralette by Jessie Made Designs. Surprise, surprise, I don't know what size I made. I have a 36-inch bust, so pretty much always I'm going to make, if it's a pattern that calls for positive ease, I usually make the 40-inch bust. If it's a pattern that calls for negative ease, I usually make the 32-inch bust. So, if that helps. I used a US 4 for the ribbing and 5 for the rest of everything. And I used the color Love is Love from To The Max Yarn Co., which is now Frankie Gray Fibers. That's the Grocery Girls. Oh my gosh, I can't remember her name. Tracy and... You are all probably yelling at me because everyone knows who they are. I'm completely drawing a blank right now. Wow. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm also going to pass this on just because I don't wear it anymore. I wore it a ton. I wore it an absolute ton when I first made it. I just, like, I have so many tees, tanks, and bralettes that things just get pushed to the back and I forget about them and I don't reach for things anymore as I make new stuff that I love, and that, you know, throughout the years that I've been knitting, I am getting so much better at understanding how I like things to fit and exactly the way that I want to modify things to make them fit my body. Not that this doesn't fit me well, but yeah, it's something that gets shoved to the back nowadays because I have so many other things that I prefer to wear, so I'm going to pass this along as well. Ooh, now we're up to 4 things. Okay. All of these will obviously get washed and like reblocked and freshened up before I pass them on, because they have been sitting in my closet for a while and I am sweating so much right now doing all of this for you. Okay, let's jump into some teas. This, I actually never even took pictures of this when it was finished. Ooh, do I like this? Hang on, I need to go look in the mirror. Okay, so see, this is why I wanted to come on and do these videos and try everything on, because I pulled this out of my closet today thinking, yep, this is probably also going to be one that I get rid of. And now that I have it on, I really like it. So this is, oh my gosh, I can't find it. Where is it? Oh, that's right. I don't have pictures of it, so it's hard to find on my Ravelry. Okay. This is the Muse tee by Amanda Solomon. And I used this holding... I don't even know. Yes, okay, I held 2 strands of fingering weight in the color Blueberry from the Little Wolf Knits with 1 strand of lace weight Surrey in the colorway Donuts for Breakfast. So this is 3 strands held together. And I was just kind of like using up some extra stuff that I had, like single skeins of things. I used a size 13 needle. This is made on really big needles, so it went super, super fast. And now that I have it on, I really like it. So that's interesting. I finished this at kind of a bad time of year because I finished it right when it was starting to get like bitterly winter cold. And so it's short sleeved, so I like never wore it that much. And I like to layer my makes in the wintertime, but I didn't have anything that worked really well that was like long sleeve that worked with this neckline. So I struggled with it a little bit. But I think what I'm gonna do is put this in a prime spot where I can see it in my closet, because I think that this I will really, really like for those transitional fall days. And I think I will reassess, and if this does not get worn in the fall as we head into winter, I'm gonna get rid of it. But for right now, I'm gonna keep it because I actually really like it. We're actually entering a section where I have a couple of my absolute favorite handmaids, so don't get your hopes up for me getting rid of a lot of stuff towards the end of this video. I think there's one thing, but yeah. This is my Twisted t-shirt by Bree of the Little Wolf Knits, and I made this in Ken Yarn's fingering weight yarn. Ken Yarn is not dyeing anymore. I made this in 2 colors that are exclusive to one of my local yarn shops, Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl, and the main color is Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl, and the contrast is Nitty Gritty Yarn Boy. So I love it. I love these yarns. I love the way it worked out. I think it looks great. I one day will write down what size I made for things. I'm gonna try and be better at that moving forward. That's not gonna help us in these videos, but moving forward I will try. I use a US 5 for the body and a 3 for the ribbing, which I believe is what the pattern calls for, and that's it. The only notes are that instead of the tubular cast on, I used an Estonian cast on because I didn't feel like taking the time to do a tubular, and I love it. It's staying. Oh! No one saw that. Okay, next, another one of my favorites. Okay. Oh man. Okay. This is my Cande. This is my Cande pullover by Nomad Stitches, and I used loops and thread wool-like in the color Rose. So this is, again, another acrylic yarn, and it's very, very soft. Very soft. I really like it, and it has worn so well over the years. This was such a challenging sweater to make. It's not hard, but I tell people that are interested in making this, I've talked to several people before, and I tell them in the pattern, when it tells you it's helpful to use stitch markers to mark your repeats, listen to the pattern. Just do it. Just use the stitch markers. You will be grateful because then you can figure out your stitch counts in between the markers. Just do it. Don't think that you'll be fine and you can remember the repeat. Use the markers. And if you do that, it's not that bad. This I made, do I have the hook size I used? I don't, of course. I don't know what hook size I used, but what I did to modify this is it starts with ribbing and then you pick up to do the circular yoke. I did a foundation chain for the number of stitches that I needed at the beginning of the circular yoke, and then, like foundation stitches, not just the chain, like actual foundation, I think single crochet or double crochet. I think I did foundation single crochet around, and then continued on with the pattern as normal, blah, 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 blah. I hate crochet slip stitch, crochet slip stitch ribbing. I hate it. It hurts me so much. It's just so many stitches and so tiny and so fiddly, and it hurts my hands so much. So I always try to avoid it. So basically what I did with this whole thing is anywhere there is ribbing, so at the bottom, the arms and the neck, I went back with knitting needles and I picked up all of my crochet stitches and I knit the ribbing instead. And I love it, and I don't think you can really tell that I did that. It doesn't look that much different, and it felt a lot better. Now that I have this on, I am wishing that I had made it the tiniest bit shorter, just because my style has changed a little bit since I made this, but I still love it. I love it so much. I wear it all the time. I layer it over tanks. I layer it over long sleeve shirts. I wear it not over anything, so it gets me through several seasons, and I love it a lot. Oh no! I just got stuck. Something got stuck on something. That wasn't good. Next we have, actually let me throw this one on first. We have my Tan and Tipsy top by Jessie of Knitting Tipsy. And this is the first one that I made. This I made in, there it is. I made the size large in this one because my gauge was so far off from Chelsea's, and I didn't, like, this was definitely in a phase of my knitting where I would just do the math and then pick a different size. And I still do that sometimes, and that's not a bad thing, but instead of like figuring out what needle, or like maybe that yarn wasn't the best choice for the pattern, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff, I would just do the math and pick a different size and make it. So yeah, I used Malabrigo yarn Rios in the color Anniversario, and I used US 10.5, which I think is what the pattern calls for. And basically I was very short on yarn. So this pattern has a like a full back and a V in the front, or you can wear it the other way around. But I was short on yarn, so I did a V in both the front and back. But because I made the size large, and that's not the size that I normally would make, but whatever. Anyway, it didn't fit me perfectly like that well at the shoulders, and I didn't have that full back to help it hold itself up on my shoulders. So my husband came up with the amazing idea of making an I-cord and using it to attach the shoulders at the back. It works perfectly. I love it. This is still, to this day, one of my absolute favorite things that I have made. It did accidentally get thrown in the dryer once. Oh my gosh, that was a tragedy. So we like panicked, reblocked it, stretched it as much as it could go. It is the tiniest bit shorter than it originally was. It did shrink just the tiniest bit in length, but I mean, I love it. I love it so much. This is not going anywhere. But it does have a sister. And this one, as you can see, I'll hold this up before I put it on. There is a, this one has the full back, and you can wear it both ways, but I usually wear it this way. Now, this one, let's talk about this really quickly. I made this in Haiku by Skeso Sueño in the colorway Chartreuse. And I loved working with this yarn. I'm pretty sure, I think it's like a wool bamboo. Let me see if I can figure out what it is. Yeah, 80% wool, 80% merino wool, 20% rayon from bamboo. It's so nice. It's such a nice yarn. It's got amazing drape. It's like, it doesn't feel like you're knitting with, you know, a natural, like a plant fiber that can sometimes be hard on your hands. It's so cool to wear this. It's amazing. I love it so much. And this one, what I did, so the tan and tipsy top is knit in 2 panels and seamed together. Gross. Just kidding. I don't mean that really. I just, like, I was knitting this on vacation and I had no desire to seam things. I just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to be, I wanted to be cruising in the round while I was at the beach and stuff. So what I did was I did the lace panel, it's knit bottom up, I did the lace panel for the front and the back, and then I joined those in the round. So I had a little, I have a little split, oh my gosh, I couldn't think of that word. I have a little split here, joined in the round to the body, and then I did the front and back panels, you know, again, after the arms I split and worked those flat. And I wish I had added a little bit of length to this. I did have some yarn left over, but I was really afraid I was going to run out of yarn. I probably could have added about 1 inch to the length. And I don't know. I do like this, but I never wear it because it's quite short. And the split, oh my god, why can't I think of words for this? This slit comes up rather high. So I think I'm gonna pass this one on just because I don't wear it that often, but man, I really, really, really liked this yarn. So I'd love to get some more of it, make another one. I'm just looking at myself in the, like, viewfinder thing, and I feel like I look so good. I love it. I love this so much, but I love my other one more. And, I think it's time to pass this one on because I just never wear it. And every time I go, I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to wear that. And then I put it on and I, like, something makes me change my mind. So I think it's time to go because, like, this is such a quick and fun make. I'd rather just make another one you know, make sure I have the right amount of yarn that I need and make another one. I am officially disgusting because I have been sweating so hard, but this is what we are getting rid of. Let me arrange these so they look nice. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. That's not too bad. We had 15 things that we tried on today. We're getting rid of 5. We're keeping 10, but that's fine because all the things that I showed you, I wear a lot. So, yeah, this feels good. Of course, I kept all of the big things, the big bulky sweaters and cardigans, and I'm getting rid of tiny little tanks and bralettes, but hey, space is space, and it feels good to reorganize things. So I'm gonna get these washed up and passed along, and then we'll be back, hopefully sooner rather than later, to go through some more of my handmade wardrobe and figure out what's gonna stay and what's gonna go. So until next time, take care of you, and I will see you later. Bye.